I think I want to end things with my boyfriend. Okay, about 6 weeks ago I noticed my boyfriend starting to act strangely after a fight with his brother. He started to avoid me and just tells me he is busy with work, his kid, etc. Basically it seems like he doesn't want to be with me. We have been seeing each other 5 years and slowly have been moving forward. We don't live together and I don't feel at that point where I would want to yet anyways. He is very sweet and I love him a lot as he has this way to make me feel like the only woman in the room, and every time we are together we laugh and I am so happy just for the time we do get together. He says he loves me, but in the back of my mind I feel that he is still in love with his ex-girlfriend that is also the mother of his child. While I am not 100% sure, I am pretty sure he was having an affair with me when we started going out. While he insisted they had ended things and were just working it out on how to raise their son, I still feel terrible to this day about it. Now I know he does love me, but I don't think it's the way I am hoping he does. Personally I feel that I will always be second and a convenient person to be with when he feels lonely about his ex. I am pretty sure I want to end it and start to figure out how to move on with my life and the next steps for my future. But he is making it impossible to. Only texting me back every third day and it only saying basically sorry I am busy with work. Love you, and when I do get to see him maybe once every 2 weeks he give me a I am too tired to talk. Can we just cuddle? Even on my birthday we had a small party at his house and he couldn't even look at me the whole night but was just claiming to be tired. One small thought on my mind is that he is currently going through a lot of personal stuff right now. So maybe I am being too sensitive and making this about me when it's really not, and he just has a lot of other obstacles on his mind. I spend most nights sitting at home waiting to see if today is the day where I can tell him how I feel and see if any hope is left, or if I should just tell him I want to see other people. I really don't want to end things, but it's so rough right now I just feel stuck. I keep getting asked out by this new guy and I have always turned him down because I love my boyfriend. Though I can't help but wonder while I am sitting around waiting if I am wasting the best times of my life for some guy, and if I could end it and get the chance to mourn the relationship, that maybe there will be some amazing guy in my future. I feel crappy thinking this way, but I need some advice. I called and texted and told my boyfriend in person that I need to talk to him and he avoids it. I really don't want to be cruel to this man I love and I don't want to end things through a text. He means the world to me, but I deserve so much more than second place. How do I get him to talk to me? Or how do I end it? Or how long do I sit here waiting to end it before I can start seeing someone new? Or maybe I am taking it too personal and just need to let him have this time. I really don't want it to be over. Part of me really wants to keep waiting and see if things get better in the winter as his work slows down, but it feels so terrible. Help. Any advice is much appreciated. Comment. Oh girl, I feel for you. I just left my BF of almost 2 years BC. I have a gut feeling he's not over his BM either. They have a 2-year-old son. I didn't stay to find out if I was right, rather protect myself than him. Be nice about it. You can either tell him the truth on what you're feeling or tell him this isn't the life you want and aren't compatible anymore. If you choose to stay, learn how to let things go and be patient with him. But if he's ignoring you, that's a sign that his attention is elsewhere. Good luck. Next story 2. Am I the manipulative one in the relationship with my BF? Keep in mind while reading, I've broken up with him 2 to 3 times already in 3 months BC of the way he acts, or BC of something I did and I thought I wouldn't work/happen again. I broke up with him recently a few days ago BC of the way he acted over an art class, and it took me getting upset he didn't text me a full day, which he never does, instead of saying he wanted space, not I don't want to talk anymore, and then breaking up with him to have a discussion about the topic again. We always end up getting back together because he gets upset or mad and says I don't care about him or I'm giving up on the relationship, etc., and makes me seem like an awful person for trying to break up with him. So basically I sent my boyfriend, 18, a TikTok video BC. I thought I looked good in it. He complimented it, but he said he was afraid to look at the comments BC. PPL are probably being weird. I said no, it is all nice stuff. And then he said, oh okay, damn good, damn that means you're gonna have to put me in your TikTok bio. I didn't answer because I was too busy doing my art project for a sec, so then minutes later he was like I have a question, and I said go for it, and he asked if I don't like putting him in my bio BC. I didn't say anything and I told him no, I was just focusing on my art project for a split SEC. I don't mind, it doesn't bother me. And he brought up how I didn't add his name back immediately after getting back with him the other day. I said I did put the photo back in and I just thought I did add his name or forgot to, and it had nothing to do with not wanting it in there. And he kept telling me that it just seems like I don't want it in there BC. He had to ask me twice to put his name back, twice for different accounts on separate occasions. I keep telling him this, but he keeps telling me the opposite of how I'm saying I felt about it. Then he told me that the relationship feels more distant and I haven't been as affectionate, or I act like it's a chore. Plus don't initiate it, which is not true, but I think he means OTP. But he brought up text messages and I looked back and I do. I told him I didn't know he felt like that and I didn't think I was acting different at all. I don't feel any different, and he said yeah BC, I wasn't the one who was broken up with multiple times, plus he doesn't feel loved at all and that it's my job to repair what I did because I destroyed the relationship. And I was apologizing too for it, but then he basically just doesn't care ABT it, but then later says I didn't apologize for everything. When the situation happened I did apologize and I said sorry, and I was saying sorry the whole time. Then he gets upset at the way I sound and I told him that I was not agitated until he kept telling me how I felt after I told him another, and then I don't remember why, but he brought up the breaking up thing. BC, I broke up with him before and was like he can't count how many times I done it, or it's for a different reason that isn't a good one, and I told him I broke up with him the last time. It looked like he was having a tantrum to me and didn't respond for a damn day and only said I don't want to talk anymore. And he got upset cause I called it a tantrum, but I was saying that's how it looked at the time and said that's his point because every time I break up with him it's for a different reason and he wouldn't do that to me, etc etc. Also I brought up the fact every argument he says something I think, say, or do is stupid. And he was like I can't believe you brought that up, when I apologized for it and said it as going to work on it. When he brings up things I've apologized for too and I did it just this once. BC, he still does it, and then later he calls something else stupid again after saying all that. And says I am immature and what I did was childish when I brought it up. And he was disappointed in the way I acted because he thought he could have a discussion with me, but I brought that up, etc. ABT the affection thing, and doesn't feel secure in the relationship, and doesn't trust me, and not because of trust issues, he just doesn't trust me. Also that he thinks he can't talk to me because he is afraid I will break up with him or something. And then was like I hate to compare it to this and it's bad to compare, but he said this is how he felt in past relationships and I always talk bad about those when I did the same thing they did, blocking, and I didn't say bye when I broke up with him. He then said he wasn't going to do this anymore and it's getting late, and I said okay, but then he said I sounded happy to say it and I said why would I be happy, and he said I don't know, that was the happiest you've sounded this whole time. Leaders, all I said was okay. BC, he wanted to go to bed but he continued to talk, then said he seriously thinks I need time to think about what I've done and destroying the relationship, and I just said I also want to go back to my project and talk. ABT this TMRBC, it is late and I can't think. And goes I don't want to wake up to a breakup text. Some other stuff was said, but then he started crying and said he has never felt like this before or something, and I had no idea what to do or something, and I just said I love him and he said it back and I said sorry and he was like he is tired hearing it. Literally WTF else am I supposed to do when I did say I will basically try to be more affectionate since it doesn't seem that way for him, but he kept saying I wasn't apologizing the whole time. Comment. Usually multiple breakups within a short period indicate incompatibility. Both of you are not ready for a relationship. On and off for each month you guys have been together. This looks like a complicated relationship just for being together for 3 months. The reason why you broke up with him was never resolved. He seems to carry that resentment towards you still. Also, don't just break up with him and get back together. This just shows bad behavior in a relationship. Every time he messes up, you just terrorize him with breaking up. If you were serious about breakup, just do it once. Don't go back and forth, because he feels traumatized/scared because of it. I'm assuming, every instance you guys have an argument he doesn't care because he's already expecting to be broken up. Too much effort for a relationship with so many problems so soon. Next story 3. I want to block my close friend 18F after she moved away. Ever since my friend moved away, I haven't been feeling it with her. She moved across the country. I don't want to talk to her anymore. I spent an hour FaceTiming her with the other day and I felt so blank. Like if she disappeared from my life right now, I would never have any regrets and not feel anything. She thinks everything is going fine in our friendship and regularly calls me, texts me, sends me reels. I'm thinking of unfollowing her socials and just blocking her to end communication with her and be done with it. But I don't know if that's okay. Even if I don't care about her too much, I'm not absolutely heartless. I still care if it's wrong to do. Before she moved, we used to be super close. Hang out all the time after school. She used to do so badly, fail all her classes, and I was really the only person there for her that actively encouraged her, helped her with schoolwork, believed she was not just stupid the way she claimed she was. She's doing amazing now and it made me happy to see her like that. She did something to me before she moved. She told people sensitive stuff she wasn't supposed to, because she didn't want to seem like an asshole to them. They were people she would never see again because she was moving, and weren't even friends. I think that really destroyed a part of our friendship. I've never thought her the same since. I've always trusted her wholeheartedly, and for her to reveal such personal info about me to not seem like an while being an to me, is such a dick move. The only reason I began talking to her again after was because my other friends told me to, but I regret. She never asks how I'm doing. She's always talking about the new cutest guy in her school and will not once ask how I'm doing. I don't know what to do about it. I don't want to fix our friendship. I think I'm still mad at her, and I don't think that's something that will change. Please help, I'm so lost. I want to block my friend after she moved away. We used to be close, but ever since she told other people some of my secrets, I haven't felt the same about her. Comment. Blocking her out of nowhere is not the right way to go about it. If you really think there's no salvaging the friendship or talking this out with her, you do whatever you want to do. But this sounds like you're just still mad at her for betraying your trust and you haven't properly dealt with your feelings on it or discussed it with her. You're judging her during your calls, you're assuming she's choosing to not ask about you, but maybe you're closed off and she doesn't know what to do or say. If cutting her off out of nowhere makes you feel better, go for it, but it 100% makes you the overall in the situation with her. And it won't make you feel better down the road. You're an adult now, act like one. Address it. You do not have to be friends with her afterward, and you can tell her you don't want to be and ask her to stop contacting you. But, I have a feeling that's not the case deep down, so talk to her. Don't be mean to each other, share how you feel and you can discuss how to resolve it. If that doesn't work, then end the friendship amicably and do your thing without each other. Give her the chance to, at least, apologize properly for how her actions have made you feel. You're right, I should talk to her during the calls more. I have told her how I felt in a serious setting before, and she just says haha I'm so stupid I shouldn't have done that. When she told others, it wasn't like a spur of the moment thing either. She was texting them, they were offline so it wasn't even real conversation time. She could have thought about it before telling other people. You're right I guess so, just feel so resentful. Thank you for your well thought out advice. TBF if she hurt you then you have a reason to do all of that. But I was the friend that moved away and my best friend decided she didn't want to be friends with me anymore and she just stopped talking to me and deleted me on socials. I took it hard cause I did not understand it happened out of nowhere. But if your friend hurt you, maybe talk to her about it. And if she doesn't see how much she hurt you then she isn't a real friend.